Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trump Point Property Owners Association Board Meeting.
Very formal. Oh, I didn't get water for everybody.
First order of business, approval of the June 2nd minutes.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? All right, it's unanimous, they are approved. President's remarks. Hail, farewell, it's time to elect new officers. So, let's start with the President's job. Who's willing to stand for it? Come on, look.
What we do, the bylaws say
Tony and I have been
over.
doing this for over 6 years. It's time we get some fresh blood in here. So that,
Well, one more year.
How long is the term, just a year?
Yeah, 1 year. 1 year.
Yes, and then you can't serve any more than 3
You
years.
can't more than, it's 1 year at a time, you can't serve more than 3
in a row.
in a row. Let's do it one more time, and then we tell people.
Will you be the VP then, for him? If he does it?
If he does it, I'll do it. If nobody else wants it, somebody else want the VP job?
Let me take the VP job.
There we go, we got somebody for the VP job. Well, we're at a standstill.
Well, Mike's not here, we could just nominate him.
Oh.
It's just a thought, it's just a thought.
Oh. That's
But
fine.
he's gotta be treasurer because he knows all that
That's
stuff.
right.
He's
He can add. He's the only guy in the room that can add. Come on.
No, but he knows, when he took over from Jack, that we were lucky that he would come back to do that.
I was really disappointed.
Folks, we're in an
come on,
impasse.
come on, Susan.
We're at an
Susan would be
impasse.
good.
Susan, would you like to
Susan
be
would be
president?
very good.
She would be very good.
We're in an impasse, folks.
How about Adrian?
Jenny.
Adrian has not yet retired.
Oh,
Well, it doesn't
you
matter.
can still,
It's
Well,
tough-
I-
it's tough to run the meeting from.
yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
What was that?
I said I will do it when I retire.
Okay.
I think
Yeah, but
that's
when-
fair.
That's a promise made is a debt unpaid.
That may never happen.
Well, we're in an impasse, folks.
Should we go through the rest of them and maybe
Okay.
give somebody some time to think about it?
All right, Vice President. We have one standing candidate.
Unless he decides he wants to be president. We can be flexible.
You can do that.
We can do that.
And I think Alan's issue is because
He
he too is
travels.
working and he
He
travels
travels, yeah, he travels.
a lot.
Yeah,
And
that's.
I'm not trying to discourage you, but just in his defense for not standing up and saying he'll do it.
I mean, can you do it virtually?
Yes.
Certainly.
You can, yeah.
But none of it's gonna always, all the time be virtual. I mean, that's.
Well,
He's not here, he's not gone all the time.
yeah.
Okay, so.
And then, right, and whoever is vice president would pick up when you weren't able to,
Sure.
like if you're on your way to the hotel room and you don't make it or whatever. I don't know.
Going once.
Keep it going.
So you wanna go skip until the, what's after?
It's-
Treasurer should be like.
No, Vice President. Well, wait a minute, no, let's let President and Vice President simmer. Vice President, that's Chacomas. I mean, come on.
Treasurer.
He's got a
Treasurer,
treasurer,
what
he's
did I
got to
say?
be, you said vice president.
Oh, and Treasurer.
But Mike has to be vice president. And I'm willing to stay on the secretary, but I don't have that position cornered, so if somebody else wants to take that.
Somebody else wants it. Okay. Okay,
It
so,
doesn't matter to me.
well, wait a minute, let's vote on Chacomas being president, although he's
What,
not
no, it's
here.
not treasurer,
Treasurer.
Treasurer.
We know it. That's all.
That's what I meant. Shall we vote on that? Does somebody want to nominate him formally?
I nominate him for
Is
treasurer.
there a
A
second?
second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Mr. Chaconas is the treasurer. We'll have to congratulate him when he comes in. All right.
Teaching not to be late.
That's right, okay.
Well, I
How
think
many
he-
times have you ended up the
I don't
chairman
think
of
he
the
would-
committee because you missed a meeting?
I don't think he'd object to being the treasurer.
No,
No, I don't
he's
think
all right. So now we need a secretary.
Yeah. And then I could continue or.
Bonnie Blades is the
I
secretary.
nominate Bonnie.
Second.
Oh, well, wait a minute, are there any other nominations?
Yeah.
Does anybody else
They can
want to?
amend the they can amend the motion.
Second, was there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, Ms. Blades
I do a pretty good job of proofreading.
is second.
You actually do, you actually read it
And
verbatim.
now, we're now back down to president, vice president.
Well, if Alan wanted to be willing, I mean, so nobody else is wanting to be president, except maybe Alan would consider it,
Consider,
being president.
I would consider it. I mean, the travel is an issue.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, I mean,
How
do you
about
want to hear my
John,
platform?
I mean,
I mean,
Wait a minute, I got a word for that, sparing.
so when you put it that way, that's why I would be concerned about my platform. So,
We don't have platforms.
We don't have platform, we sit.
so, I was referring more to directional platform, not necessarily.
Directional?
No, where would be things that I would.
Just do the job. Just do the,
Well,
come and
Well,
decide.
my point would be where there was things that I would do differently. I think there are some things that I would do different. And that would be how the general meeting was set up. I would turn the room around. And I'd have the TV behind me and I'd put up a P&L and I would speak to it.
That's
And I would be, wait, let me finish, Tony, please. And then I would also probably be a little bit more liberal in how we approach things. I
Like what?
would maybe having a garden across the street, maybe improving I think what's happened at the community beach has been terrific, great, but maybe even going a step further.
Like what?
Maybe putting an outdoor shower, maybe improving.
Depends on the budget.
That's what I'm saying, a platform. I would try to sell that one in the budget.
Well, you can introduce any of those things.
Yeah, and
then
even
the
without
board-
being
The
president.
board can decide whether we back it or not.
And also, anybody that comes in, like the general
So-
community that comes in and sits in here, they can, anybody
You
can
know,
nominate anybody.
I agree, so I'm just saying
No.
that,
Not true.
They can't suggest something?
No.
Members can't come in and.
I would look at,
They can,
They can come in
they
and.
can do like what we've got in front of us now. They can write a letter
Oh.
or
Yeah.
something
And
and
then
say,
come in.
Yeah.
we want this entertained.
Okay.
We can decide on that. They can only introduce stuff at the member meeting.
At the general
And-
membership.
And as far as attending, do they have to tell, if they want to come and sit?
No, they can just come
It's
to.
open
Okay,
attendance.
that's-
do that.
Well, that's what I
They
meant,
can
they
always
can
do
come
that.
in.
Anybody can come.
But if they want
I
something
would-
on the
but-
agenda,
Oh,
they'll come.
but I would look to push harder on traffic control. And I would look to push harder on traffic control. I would probably want to improve the camera system at the community beach. And now those are things that obviously you have to go through electoral
Yeah.
process and may or may not. But that, when you say what would be my platform, that would be my platform, those sort of things.
Can I raise one issue that we have coming up? The special tax district. We'll be applying for the next tax district. So once I get through the audit and all those documents to the accountant, I'll be sort of starting to look at the spreadsheets for the various administrative expenses and so on and so forth. Well, not that so much, but capital improvement expenses and so on, trying to figure out what we might want to shoot for and things like that. And it was very important 5 years ago, Mike, you were president, and so Mike and I and Jack went to the county and met with public works people. And Jeff McDonald had supplied us with the 5-year plan for the paving, which Steve is working on. So there's going to be a lot going on with that this upcoming year. And I would like to see that be, it's gotta be the primary focus.
And that's,
I mean-
that's critical for our,
Yes.
all our funding, so we have to
Yes.
pay attention to that.
Yes, so then that's coming up, like tomorrow.
I would want to be more methodical in how we trim back the trees. I would like to consider, and I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, have we gone out to bid for that sort of work in the recent past?
Well, we have not for a few years done that, but I will say this, I was saying to John before we got started, you know, there are a lot of, with the storm that came through Saturday night into Sunday and so on, I got a call from, or a text actually from Nicholas Bowen. Did you guys have any trees down last night? And I didn't even, I usually check messages when there's been a storm, and it hadn't occurred, I don't know, I just didn't think of it. So there's Nicholas supporting me to say, do you have any? And sure enough, there was a tree down, and they were on it like that. And he did that because north of here, there were a lot of trees down, Prince Frederick, Scientist, and so on. And that's greatly appreciated.
My only point is,
That's worth a lot of money.
I don't know, I mean,
I know.
to me, if it hasn't been out to bid, then it's something that should probably happen. Maybe Bowen,
But sometimes lowest bidder isn't the best one.
I understand that.
Yes.
I
You're right.
understand that. I'm just saying that those, you asked me, you know, you're asking what I would, willing might be a poor choice of words to do it. But those are things that would be important to me, that I would want to look to the community to put in place. That of course, the board has to approve it, then you take it to the general membership, and all those sort of things have to occur. But that's how I would, those are things that would be important to my presidency if I was so elected.
So do you want the job?
Will you take the job?
Yeah, will you take the job?
Will I take the job? Yeah, I take the job.
All right, do we have a nomination?
I nominate Alan.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? All
Thank you.
opposed? Congratulations,
Thank you.
Mr. President. And we can now change seats.
Well, now we
Well,
need
no,
vice
we have to do
president.
vice president first, that's right.
John?
Susan,
Yes, Susan would
She's
be
not
good.
feeling well recently. Just had some infections.
Guys, I have some things going on in the background, a couple of you are aware of, but I used to not, and I would prefer not to discuss it publicly.
That's fine.
At this time, it's not a good time. If those things were not happening, I'd be glad to step up. Maybe next year, but there's still things in my personal life that need sorted out. Respectfully,
Yep.
maybe next year.
That makes sense.
Who
Well,
would
if
accept
we
the
could-
job?
if we can turn out Canada, we'd be as demanding a job as the president.
I'll do it for continuity. Is there a restriction on me being
No,
only on president?
you can't, you can do it
That's a big difference.
forever and a day.
Right.
We need a nomination.
Is there a
I nominate
nomination?
my staff to be like,
Is there a
A
second?
second.
All in favor? All opposed?
Mhm.
You're not allowed to do that.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, so Mike is now the vice president. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Alan, come take your seat.
yes, now we just,
Take your agenda. You are,
not so quick, Tony, he's running to get out
no,
of that
he's,
chair.
he's,
Once he get out of that chair.
no, I'm no longer, he is, there's no such thing. Even the president of the United States doesn't have a transition. One's in, one's out.
No, he does that.
Well, they have
Were you wanting to
transition.
say- Guys,
Yeah,
hold on.
I just wanted to say, thanks to Tony for serving as president.
Yeah.
Very good, Adrian. Good catch.
there an office update?
Yes,
When did we do committees? Did we do committees?
at the end.
Oh, at the end, okay.
It's on the agenda. So office update, Dennis Heflin with Rock Creek Animal Control, I guess, tells me they did a site visit. He and another man walked the entire area, no beavers. There is a dam, but it's old. And he said there are no beavers active in there.
Do they remove that dam then?
He will not, no,
Oh, he
he
won't.
said no.
He won't,
But
but does that mean we can get it removed
I believe,
without?
I'll recheck the email to verify, but yes, the man from DNR had reviewed some pictures and so on, and in his mind, it wasn't a very well-established dam and so on, so not part of the environment, that, I don't know how it goes.
Ecosystem?
Ecosystem, what have you. So he said we could take it down. I don't know if our guy Greg Brock maybe can do that. I don't know, but I can check and I'll verify the email so that we don't get into trouble
Is
with
that,
anybody.
is that creek very deep?
Oh,
Is it, so we could wade in and just now?
So is it, and Greg Brock is,
He's one of our day laborers. He came in last year and asked if we needed anybody else to do, odds and ends. And it kind of worked out quite well. Joe, who still does work for us, was having some health issues, as was his wife. So Joe primarily does the trimming along, on the mower. Greg has been able to step in. They've worked well together. Joe has shown this or that. Greg's a bit younger, a little more able-bodied, can still dig post holes and things like that. So, but I can ask him if he will take a look and see if he can remove the dam.
good.
Okay.
All he has to do is just reach it, and
It'll wash itself.
remove it.
So just,
Okay.
I mean, so you kind of started, just,
Okay.
especially now when the water was
Well, now.
pretty high.
Yeah,
Right.
okay, that would be good.
I already told you there was a tree down at the beach, with Saturday, Sunday winds, and that's been removed. I'm back on the audit documents now that membership meeting is coming on, thankfully. I had a car, abandoned car on Overlook, towed out of there. It was an old Mini Cooper that sat there for a while. Had the sheriff's deputies run the VIN number to make sure it wasn't stolen or something. Also,
Somebody call you to
Who
report
pays
that?
for that?
somebody that lives down there called or emailed me and asked me about it. We don't pay for it. Southern Maryland Towing is our towing company. And if you want it back, you pay them whatever that cost is. If you don't want it back, I would assume they recycle it for the metal. And that's a pretty old.
Or salvage it.
Salvage it. I don't think, when you say salvage, to get it put back on the road,
It could if it's,
not that one.
well,
I know what you're saying, yeah. But anyway, we don't pay anything for it. Drum Point Day, I think Mike Chaconis had told me he could help out. So I want to verify that with him. Bonnie and I just stepped up. Anybody else? Because, oh, that's right. It's Saturday the 11th. Jenny, I'll get that list for you. It's on my tab.
Okay, do you want to bring it or should I stop by and pick it up?
I'll just bring it. Or if you're out and about, you just
Are you
want to
gonna
see
be
me.
checking people in?
Yeah.
as usual?
Yeah.
And the camera, just to get it on the record. Tuesday's meeting, it stopped recording. And I think what happened, it's been an issue for some time with that camera, the plug, the connection, it's just very, very loose. And, you look at it cross-eyed and it pops out. That's the only thing I can figure is that maybe somebody walking by jarred it a little bit. About 45 minutes in and it cut off.
Is
So,
that the same camera as that one?
no, it's this one right over here, yeah. I'm very careful, I try to make sure it's in there just right, don't bump it. And anyway, so we lost the last hour of that meeting, which I'm really not happy about. I wanted it recorded for posterity. But anyway, so if it's all right, I will price cameras and come back with numbers. And that's it.
All right. Committee reports. Operations roads.
Steve is working on the 5-year plan for the special tax district, as I mentioned, and is also getting the numbers together for this year's paving. He had already presented a list of roads, and he'll be marking the interface with the roads and driveways. And I actually had a call from Shehai Paving Monday, I think. She wanted to make sure she hadn't missed something. And I told her, no, it'll be going out here in the next couple of weeks. That's it.
And Mike at finance is not here.
Well, just to do a little something there, I inputted the budget for this current fiscal year, just started, so that's in QuickBooks now. The reports that you're looking at are the end of last fiscal year, June 30th, because there's really nothing much, a couple of little expenses on this year so far. So that's been done. That's all I know.
Environmental committee.
Okay, well, I actually have some things. Melissa Fine, Alan Electric Energy joining the committee. And I was very impressed. I had to send her an email to tell her, when we say committee, environmental committee, at one point it was Tony by himself, and then when Tony became president back in 2018 or whatever it was, then it became me, one person. So when you think of committee, you think of.
But then you had a joint member. and-
Then when you came and joined the board, you came on it, so it was two of us. So it's kind of just, I handled the fragmites and Jenny was handling Ivy Lee, and we just, as things came up, we would talk about them and submit items of interest to the newsletter. But Alyssa is in the Maryland Master Naturalist. I guess that's her title, and she's scheduled to begin the Maryland Master Gardener program, so I thought that was very impressive. And she's been helping Bruce Bell with the Ivy League work on Beach Drive, I guess. So she's been doing some environmental things, so I think that's great. And Ginny and I will meet with her at some point, at a time where we can get together and talk to her about what she has in mind. It's good to have some new ideas. So, and then I guess the other thing is, tomorrow, I think if I can, before I go back home, I'm going to walk around and try to avoid getting tick bites and do more photographing of Bagmites so that I can send it to Mark Smith and see what he thinks has to be done. And speaking of that, did we ever decide that the Bagmites that I saw, that looks like it's on the beach, if that's Edinger or our property? Remember I mentioned that? I sent a picture out, a photo.
It looked like it was on here.
It's hard to
It's
know.
hard to tell.
And my thinking is that if Mike Smith comes down to do it, if there's enough reason, and we might want to do Edinger if he'll agree, because it's right, it's going to creep into our beach, so we might as well get rid of it.
Can you get his number? I guess we could get his number.
Okay.
Why can we just call him or
Oh, yeah,
talk to him
Rhea,
and say, hey,
Yeah, Rhea.
we're not sure where it is, you know,
Well,
can we
have
deal
to-
with
yeah.
it?
And if it's on his property, we have to get his permission.
Yeah.
And we'll say we'll pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll sweeten the deal.
He may not even want us to do it.
It is,
Yeah,
In that
and-
situation.
and
He might not like the spraying of, he might say, I don't like the
And
spraying.
if that's the way it is, fine. And when it eventually creeps in onto our beach, then we'll get our part.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we have very little, we don't have that much spraying left to do. We've kept on top of it. In the last year or so, we even haven't had to have them come and spray because we've done such a good job. But I've noticed it comes back, if you don't do something every couple of years, it comes back to the benefit, so. And yeah, that's basically all I have.
John, the safety committee?
Yeah, I have something. I received a phone call from Derek Hughes. Derek Hughes is part of the Calvert County Amateur Radio Association. He's been down here before checking our radios, making sure they work. He wanted to know if we would be interested in participating in National Night Out. I guess it's a program dealing with crime prevention. I don't know a whole lot of details about it yet. I haven't spoken with him. I got a message from him. So once I get more details, I'll share it with you. But we just want to come down and make sure the radios are working and participate in this event.
It's a good event. A lot of communities do it.
Okay.
And the police come and there's a gathering spot. Maybe we could do food trucks or something like that, and, yeah.
We actually used to do it.
You did?
Well, we did it in conjunction with CRE. This was years and years ago. Does Derek live in CRE?
He
You know?
lives by the, was it the buckets right across, what was that? Some court?
Bonnie Lane, Carroll Court.
Carroll Court.
Carroll Court, okay. But we used to do it in conjunction with CRE. Susan, you were gonna,
Yes, yes, we had a meeting there, but I'm
That's all.
pretty active involved for a number of years. And it's generally the first weekend or potential weeknight in August. It's probably the first week of August, so it's not that fast. And so there has to be a lot of coordination, fire trucks come out and firemen, there's usually games, a lot of times, not-for-profits will come and set up their booths. I think it'd be a lot if you want.
well, I think that's why we did it with CRE, because,
They did a big one over there.
yeah, they do. And I think we quit because, but we kind of did it in conjunction because, to have the food trucks all in one location and the fire department come through just one community and so on. And we stopped, it's all coming back to me. The last year we did it with them, or had intended to, they were going through some gyrations and changes and issues and so on. And it was literally 2 days before the event, and they canceled. And, which, I don't recall what it was that was happening. I'm sure they had good legitimate reasons. But then we just never got back with them to continue it. But it's probably been 15 or more years since we've done it.
Was the radios part of that?
No, not at the time. I think, might have been even longer, because I think the radios have been here for quite a while now. So no. So it might have been longer than 15 years ago.
Sounds like a good event. And John, you will come speak to us as a board
I have to
about
talk to him, get more details.
what the features and benefits are of it,
Yeah, I'll speak with
and
him.
location and things of that nature. All right, welcoming committee.
Distributed 2 in the past month, 2 buckets.
Oh,
and-
sorry, excuse me 1 second. When you look at the camera,
Yes.
can you check the price on speakers for the
Oh,
computer?
yeah. we can do
Speakers
that.
for
We
the-
did, right.
For the
Yes.
computer, that's very, I don't know about you guys, but it's,
I couldn't hear.
I
Yeah.
can't hear the folks on
Okay.
or in
That's a good
virtually.
Okay.
idea.
Yes, I will do that. Okay, so.
Go ahead, welcoming
You
committee.
have that. So 2 distributed buckets, and the committee came in last week and assembled 4, so I have 4 waiting to be distributed.
Are we having a lot of people moving in now, or is it something?
It's picked up a little bit, more so than what people have been coming in. People are busy when they're moving. So, yeah, I think sales have kind of picked up.
So, what is the average amount of people moving in or out in a month or a year?
6.8. I don't know.
Well, how many buckets do you give out in a year?
I think I do have those numbers, but I don't have them right in my head. Probably 25, maybe. Since we started it, we've given more than 100, I know that much. And we began in 2018. So, it's been a very
8 years, so
successful.
that's-
Wow, I'm surprised. I think like.
So how many?
It seems like they come in about once a month to put 4 together.
Yeah, I
So-
can.
So it'd be like 12 a year.
No, more than that. Once a month at 4.
Am I going to miss that?
Well, it just
Here,
depends.
I will tell you guys.
It'll probably get smaller.
Yeah, hold on. Status. Excuse me, 196
In 8 years.
in 8 years. So that's pretty good, I would say.
That's over 20,
Oh, yeah,
almost 25.
so it's been a
So
really
probably,
good
probably look at a
program.
place that says 2.5 a year, I
Right.
mean a month.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I was one of the first ones to receive one of
Oh,
those
were you?
when I moved here 8 years ago.
Yeah,
And that's how I met Jenny, because
Yeah.
Cindy was busy doing something, so I said I would do
You
it.
delivered it to
Right,
me.
and I did, and then she came, recruited her for the board.
We used to have surveys in there. I remember I
there's
answered
still
it.
survey.
Okay,
Yeah.
does anybody ever fill them out?
I get them occasionally, not too often, and we include a stamp, a self-addressed stamped envelope.
Oh, yeah.
We get them occasionally, but there's never been any like major suggestions,
Mhm.
you know, no criticism, a lot of praise. So,
That's
and actually now everybody comes in to get their bucket,
nice. Yeah.
which is better, because then I can meet them and get their contact information. That's the whole point of it, as far as I'm concerned,
Mhm.
so I can meet them.
Planning committee, Mike.
We need to measure the beach again. Delinquent. So I'll look at the tides and get a hold of you.
Okay.
It is gone, didn't you say it would start at 29, and where was it last time?
It's gone back and forth, but it's averaging, we'll say around 30, 45 to 30.
So over long haul review.
Seems to be pretty stable. It's
It
kind of,
does, yeah. It hasn't lost any.
hadn't lost.
Oh, it's, I haven't been here long enough, but it is just turned that beach nicely. That is great work,
Yeah.
nicely done.
And Rita and I did walk down to where the outflow of the pond is. I don't think anything we've done has changed that. It has filled in, but it's filled in from just natural accretion on the beach.
This Drum Point Club, did they suggest that it was the jetty?
Not the
that
club
caused-
so much as there have been people who suggested that the pond has changed. It's either not draining or it's algae or fish or whatever, and suggesting that it's our fault.
Even before it was built, one of the comments, one of the objections raised was the fact that he said it would cause sand buildup at the entry and exit, and it would cause backup. Who knows?
I think it's more a function of what kind of erosion's happened on the beach and what kind of rainfall we've had that fills that lake and lets it drain. Well, we haven't had any of that drain, so everything is low. So there's no push from the lakeside.
Good. Any other comments or concerns from the group on committees? All right, unfinished business, encroachment in the right-of-way search. I did watch the 42 minutes. Was there comments other than Min Few, who spoke once that I saw, then there was another
There were a few.
thing?
There were a few, but you know, if you have to identify somebody who seemed to be okay, that's a partisan group and who's leading which faction or whatever, Min Woo was really the leader of let's rip everything out group. Quite frankly, it was. That's all there was to it.
And a couple people stood up or have and spoke about how they wanted to preserve the natural environment there and keep it for the residents. And that, you know, others spoke up on his behalf. I will say that, we had 2 or 3 people that did.
Probably not beneficial to rehash the emotional side of it.
Yeah, I think what we really do have to, if I can suggest it, talk about is Min Woo has sent this email that has several a series of assertions, almost demanding that we take action against what she asserts has been incursions and whatever. And she gives us a deadline of July 12th or whatever it is. And one, I'm not sure what the accuracy of all of her assertions. And two, I don't know how she can send us an email yesterday and insist that it be discussed rationally with decisions made today. And three, I don't know how someone issues time deadlines to an organization. And not only that, but I think she has to realize that we're a volunteer organization. We don't do this 9 to 5 because we get paid to do it. We do it on a volunteer basis as there is time. And I think one thing that has to be done, boy, I'm giving a speech. I think we have to respond to her letter and tell her, yes, okay, thank you. But we have to examine all the assertions that are made, because I don't believe they're all accurate. Min is an attorney, and like a good attorney, she takes a little bit of cloud and casts it over the entire argument. And so I think there are some assertions made which are not exactly accurate. And so we have to itemize all of her assertions, determine which ones are accurate and which ones are not, and then decide what we're going to do about it. And then respond to her letter. But that's just my opinion.
Well, at the meeting, we told her that after all the discussions and everything, that we would get together with Mr. Martinez and we would examine the property and everything and the assertions, and we would decide on some kind of path forward. And he agreed, and the people that were there agreed, and that's the way it was left. We did not set a suspense date. So I would respond to her sort of like you said, and say, okay, we are going to examine your assertions, and we're going to examine the property, and we will come up with a plan of action, and we will get back to you.
I agree that we should write a letter saying we will examine it, we will look at it, the time deadline, and send it certified and all that stuff.
Well, she sent us an email, we can respond by email. And in fact, what I would suggest is send an email to her with a CC to everybody on the board. Because she wanted that
Right.
letter sent to everybody on the board.
That'll give her.
I can do it.
We don't
We apply.
have our email address.
Oh, yeah, well, that's right, yeah, we don't want her to have
We can
our
do-
email addresses.
I can do a blind.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
But, well, let's,
That's a suggestion.
let's send her an email. But I'd like to still send a letter. So we have some confirm, or, send her an email and make sure she's got a response, read receipt. If we don't get that, then we'll send a certified, I think we should send a certified letter. What is your reason for not doing a certified
Why?
letter?
No, I have a question. Why send a certified letter? She did not send anything in, she did not send us with any legal notification simply because she puts, I want a response by July X date, does not obligate us to meet that date.
I think a certified
What's the
letter out kind of
downside?
elevates the seriousness of the issue.
Yeah, I think you're
No,
right.
this is serious.
Oh, I know it is. I know it is, but
It isn't.
Yeah,
Well, the
that's-
community-
I think
we're just in a
we're in a position right now of telling her what we plan to do. We can ask her for confirmation that she got the email, our response. We'll get that, see where she's at, and then decide. If it gets elevated to the point of where we need to have signature response and be a certified mail, then we'll do it. I don't think we're there yet.
We're definitely in a place though where we are likely, I'm not saying for sure, gonna have to demand he moves back.
We may, but
That is a likely result. And good, bad, or indifferent, that is the likely result. But I do agree, we gotta go through her letter and take some time and see, check.
I mean,
I think you do bring up a good point, we don't wanna elevate, but we do want to show the community that we're taking a serious response.
yeah.
Because one of the things that I said over the last couple of years is the community has consistently come to me and elevated it and brought it up, and it was an issue. And maybe if, there was potential maybe to mitigate, but we're going beyond the opportunity to mitigate. So we are likely to end up in where we're gonna have to force, we'll have to ask him to remove his stuff. So I agree, we don't wanna elevate, we don't wanna flame the fire, but we also wanna cover ourselves in case we find ourselves there. Because he could equally come back and say, why are you letting quick claims happen somewhere else and you didn't let me do
Well,
it?
because we haven't done those kind of quick
Well,
tests for a
And
long
also,
time,
he didn't ask for the quick thing, we asked,
We offered
suggested it to him,
we
so
offered.
it's very different.
You know, there,
Uh,
I had a brain infection during the day today when I was sitting there thinking about, okay, the problem is the community does not like what is on the beach. Tell the community to start a funding opportunity and buy it from them.
His property, you mean?
Yeah.
His whole property?
Buy it,
Yeah, that's, the lot that's half underwater.
buy it, and that takes care of the whole issue.
Well,
I mean, again, said she was gonna buy it, and she put.
No, she was only talking
Go
about
back
that,
to
well, she was
that.
talking about this strip.
She-
That's all we're talking
Yeah,
about.
but she's talking
That's
about.
the only thing that's up in for question.
Yeah.
so,
But I think, I think what's gonna come down to is we're gonna have to meet with Martinez. And I think we're basically gonna have to say that that is community property. You have encroached on it. If you would just move that little fence back to the stake so that it's not encroaching into the strip, if you do that, if you would get rid of, we have to look at her assertions about these other
You
fences.
don't want all of this in the letter.
No, no,
Okay, I'm just making
No,
sure.
but this is what we have to do, fact finding, and then we look at the other issues that she's raised, like this so-called other fence that's in there, and then this bulkhead or whatever.
bulkhead.
Look at those, and if they are encroaching on that area, suggest to him that if he pulls those back, to where it's clearly only on his property, we think that'll satisfy
And
the
to
community.
be fair,
And,
he didn't know exactly where things
He
were.
didn't.
We only found
Well,
out
that's part of
about it
this.
because of,
well, that's
That's all-
that's
it's all
another
over.
assertion that
Well,
kind of he said, she said,
well,
and it's hard to prove that.
yeah,
But we believe,
We didn't know
I
where-
believe, you believe,
yeah,
that he didn't do this knowingly.
no, we
Oh,
didn't.
He didn't do it with malice.
Yeah.
No, he did, I don't think he did, I don't think he did either. With the community, we need to respond, so,
But if he would agree to those things,
That should take care of
it
it.
really doesn't change too much of what he has there.
And anything that's on his actual real property,
this is real
that's,
property.
whether they like the look of it or not, I mean, they
And
don't.
So,
and we're not gonna sit there and tell him, you are not allowed to step into that area. So basically, it still gives him access if he needs it, but.
well, yeah, he would have access the same as any of us.
Right,
Right.
Exactly the same as any of us.
Right.
Well,
So-
and I think she mentions the fact that that fence with the ivy cover
Well, that
blocks the
that-
view, and I'm sorry, so does her house.
If that's on his property, then
Yes,
he can block the
yeah,
view.
right, yeah,
But
yeah.
let's write the letter.
And what that fence does, that, with the fake growth, is hides the ugliness of what he has behind it, so, I mean, he's doing everybody a favor, actually.
But that's all subjective.
Okay,
Let's-
but we need to go look,
Barbecue
we need to go
grill.
physically look at it, look at those issues that she's raised, and determine whether or not they are actually encroaching on community property. And if they are, we can try to bargain with him to see if he'll willingly change it.
Agreed.
I think he's willing to do it, I just didn't know.
He seemed like he would,
Yeah,
he's a pretty reasonable guy.
yeah.
So-
Yeah.
So I'll craft the letter and I'll send it
Send it,
to you,
send it to
Alan.
me.
Anybody else want to weigh in on it, or
If you want
the
to correct it,
officers?
but let's review it.
Yeah.
We'll look at it, draft it, review it. People want to comment, fine. And then ultimately, I suspect I'm the one that will be signing it. So, I will be signing it, so then ultimately I'll take a look at it, send it to them, we'll do a read receipt. Let's not, you guys bring up some good points, let's not escalate to a certified letter. We'll go through it and, what are thoughts on the timeline we put on ourselves?
Well, it's gonna take some time to go through carefully and read those assertions. I mean, I don't think, Sunday is the 12th, that she, no, we're not doing it by Sunday.
Is that what she
No.
said?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, don't give her,
It's ridiculous.
tell her we will,
I
we will meet with him and
I
we'll
would
come.
agree. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead, Adrian, please.
My comment on that is, I would keep the response very simple and, just acknowledge getting her, letter, email, whatever we wanna call it. I would not mention the date where we get back, that we were, I would mention that we will look at, the points that have been raised, and leave it pretty, short as far as response. I put something in to force her to acknowledge receipt of it. And then we do need to take time, because I think she has set this up to say the board is responsible for following the bylaws, and she has indicated specific bylaws. So we gotta take some time to figure out how we respond to the assertions she made as it relates to the specific bylaws. Because I think she did that with a definite intent.
No, agreed.
And mention in the letter that as was agreed at the meeting, we will meet with Mr. Martinez, etc. Adrian's right, don't give him a date, that's all we'll work at.
All right.
So, okay.
Did you poke her about the address, by the way? Did you get a
14.
response?
Yeah, 14.
She
And
put
she said
14,000.
simply,
Yeah.
she said, oh, well, that was a clerical error. But, and she was going to like redo it and resend it, but then
No.
another email followed right along, and she said, well, the body of the letter states the correct address, so she thinks it's fine. And it is. But, felt good to put it there.
Well,
It's
Carol,
Mike's idea.
one time in Virginia, Carol actually got, we had to go to court. She got a traffic ticket thrown out because the cop had put the wrong date on it.
Oh my.
She had,
I've heard those things
she had
happen.
proof that said I was somewhere else on that date, I was not there. Judge said, it's out, gone,
It's gone.
bye.
That's funny. Okay, I'll work on the letter tomorrow, kind of first thing.
I don't know if it's out of order, but I have a question about one of the things that happened at the meeting. And she were talking, and I couldn't figure out what it was about changing the covenants. What was that all about?
Because it's come up about this type of thing where, well, I opened my mouth and I said I wish that people would show up when there isn't a big controversy.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're worried about Mr. Martinez, well, what about the man on beach, Chestnut, I mentioned,
Yeah.
and then the man on the beach that has a whole auction yard of stuff in his backyard. So no, you're not concerned about that because it isn't right next to you. And maybe I shouldn't have said that, but it's so hard to sit there and not say something.
Yeah.
So then, well, why doesn't the association do something? And our covenants do not allow for that. And,
But she wants to change the title.
well, she said, and I said, you know, we tried many years ago under John Gray to make changes to the covenants, and we could never get even half of the ballots returned. And a non-return ballot is a no vote. And of course, she piped up and she said, well, it's because I wasn't leading the effort.
I heard that part.
Yes, and, you know, and I talked about people who have said, well, I'm gonna work, yeah, I'll work on that. Two I can think of off the top of my head, and then they never follow up, they never come back to another meeting. It's not an easy task. And John Gray's board did go door to door knocking, and there were banners on the sign saying, please return your ballot. He made every effort that anybody, I think, could make. Those are the covenants that we have, so that's what that was about.
What was he trying to change?
I think at the time, this is probably 20 years ago, I think at the time, all they wanted to do was make it so that a simple majority of the votes returned would carry the day, versus there's 1,200 property owners, you have to have 601, say, you know, return a ballot and approve something. Well, we can't even get 600 ballots returned, and if you don't, then it's an automatic no vote. It's sort of an impossible task. So I think that's what they were trying to do, was just, and it's the same way as with Martinez, a different person would put it out there and got petitions going. The board just wants to do this, and the board just wants to do that. And if you give them this power, you know, a lot of misinformation, and it failed completely.
All right. New business, quick claim for riparian rights, Warner Maker, 143 Deer Drive.
I move that we approve it.
Yeah.
I'll
Wait,
second.
let me.
No, I think there's a motion on the floor, so you can ask for discussion, and then you.
I would ask for discussion. I just think it is worth waiting to vote on it. Mostly because there's been a lot of discussion on quick claims. I am of the opinion it's not a particularly good look to vote yes or no. Well, I don't really to vote yes, given all the controversy that happened at the general membership. I think for the most part, I understand it's different because it's riparian rights and that we can vote on it. But I would ask that maybe everybody have a comment on, I don't know that it's a particularly good look, and maybe we can explore it and revisit it in the next meeting.
The only comment I would make is, I understand that this is involved, that this is being requested because there's construction getting ready to take place. And it is something that we have done for 40 years. And it's nothing different than what has been done in the past. And I think we should go ahead and approve it. If we can't stand the heat, we ought to get out of the kitchen.
And the dock is it's a question of, they're not trying to, eventually they want to extend their dock,
Yeah.
according to Ms.
But it
Marmaker
collapsed.
today. And that's why they need the, you know, full quit claim.
Yeah.
Fee simple, it's called. But this is a question of safety on their dock.
Yeah, good.
And the county will not issue a permit to make those repairs without this quit claim.
Do we have evidence or data or information from him, from the construction company or permit
No,
company?
no, it's never been an issue. It's never been an
So it's trying to deal with repairs.
issue. Repairs.
Part of the dock
Susan is trying
collapsed,
to-
the old dock, and
And if you were to take a look at Long Acres dock, it is sinking. And they can't even dock their boat there. They're extremely reasonable people, and they like to get their boat back in their dock. So I look at it every day.
I call the question.
I don't, and Tony, based on what you said, you know, this is not anything unusual about this.
So are you waiting for a
Slow
second?
them up.
Are you waiting for a second?
No, I can call for question, that's a call for a vote.
I will call for a vote.
Yeah, yeah. Just that they can't put their boat there.
think too, you are inviting another letter written by an attorney if we deny this one
Right.
or postpone it based on controversy over Martinez when it's a completely different issue. It's a repair. And then they want to come back in the September meeting and get the full quit claim so they can actually extend their dock. I think they're being completely reasonable.
I don't know what that has to do with extending, that's a different issue.
Yeah.
That's a whole different issue, I'm just saying, but that's
For this,
their plan later.
yeah,
It is.
but there's a precedent to approve it.
So we have precedent for a very long time.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for that information.
So
Well, there's a first, is there a second?
That's it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any opposed?
Okay, so question, I have, I've created it, I just needed to add the president's name, which I'll do tomorrow morning. Alan, are you in town? Are you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
good,
can
good,
come
good.
by
All
tomorrow.
right.
And you're gonna copy us on the letter? Blind?
Oh, yes, you mean the one that goes to,
To me.
The whole-
yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna blind copy everybody.
Well, but first,
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll circulate it.
okay,
I'd like
yes,
to review it if I'm gonna
Yes.
sign it.
Right.
I may or may not have a change, and
sure,
then you ultimately will circulate the final, you'll write a draft, we'll all review it,
Okay.
make comments, and I'll do a final, and then we'll review it, and someone
right,
can comment again.
Rick,
yes.
just a question about Ms. Boo's letter. Were there any other signatures on it or just hers?
I think it was just hers, let me look at it, just hers.
Okay, thanks.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Yeah, just, all right. I guess there's no public comment.
Committee.
Committee membership.
Firm committee membership.
And I sent the list of the committees, so I didn't make myself a copy.
Where's the, is that in? Is that in here?
Here's a-
The other one?
Let me go get a hard copy. I sent it with all the attachments, you might have missed it, quite a few.
My printer sometimes doesn't.
How do we do it next month? How do we do it next month?
Yeah.
I can't, it's, my computer's over there, my printer's over here. I have an old copy I can print.
We'll just
Oh, no, this
read
is-
off the names or something.
I've got them right here, I forgot.
Those bugs on your, are those
Oh,
bugs?
yeah, you've mentioned that before.
I think
It's kind of creepy in
I've
there.
heard
Yeah.
You sitting here wondering what they are.
Well, I thought they were cicadas when I got it, but I
They're too
didn't,
smart.
I didn't buy it for the bugs, I just bought it for the too short. Roaches.
We're probably gonna lose Adrian and Susan. We're probably gonna lose Adrian and Susan, I think, just 1 hour is all we have.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, this is gonna be fast. We just have to.
You're gonna add somebody to environmental.
Yeah, yeah. That's Melissa.
That's actually her last name, is Anania.
That's her last name? Oh, is that fine? Oh, okay.
I mean, she's married to a fine,
I
but she
know, okay,
kept her
well,
name.
I didn't know that, okay.
It's ALISAANANI.
You know, when I first met her, she told me that was her name, I thought, and then
Oh,
it was
really?
her first name, and I thought, how am I gonna, and I would never, I couldn't remember, because it's an unusual, is it Danish?
Italian,
Oh, Italian, okay.
So we're gonna add
although
her,
she's Irish.
Oh, okay.
It's a long,
Oh, so we have,
so,
so the environmental company add Anissa Anania.
A-N-A-N-I-A.
Anania, okay. All right. I'm glad we cleared that up.
So, finance.
So,
Finance, chair.
So Mike moves to chair,
Yeah, and Jack gets removed.
Right.
remove Jack.
Oh, yeah, and being in the treasurer, yeah.
And
Or
on-
finance, rather.
Yeah, and on roads committee, Jack comes off.
Yeah.
Is Jenna still on it?
On my-
Is Jenna still on the finance committee?
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
She comes, yeah.
Susan, you're on the planning committee and the finance committee, are you still
Who
good
is
on that?
Richard and Nancy Sheraton?
You know, they don't,
You know, for access and technology,
I think that was a long time ago. I don't know why those names are still on there.
Well, because they just left the community this past year.
Oh, so-
But they were on the
Okay, so they
finance
should
committee
come
the
up.
last time we,
So they should come up.
John, you gotta do some recruitment.
Yeah,
See?
it is a committee of one, just like the environment committee was for years.
Is Asha still working on the welcome?
she is.
Yes.
And Cindy's still on the welcome committee?
Yes. Jean, Adrian, and Susan.
So Bonnie, Jeannie, and Elisa.
Yep,
Mike, Bonnie, Gina, Mike will be the chair, Susan on finance, Mike, planning, Tony and Susan on planning, Steve and Mike. Mike, you're an active guy, so,
yeah. And Jacka should come off the road committee also.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. That's sad.
You need someone for finance?
Always could use people for
Yeah.
finance. Are you interested?
Yeah, I don't know what, are the requirements.
Only once a year, really, I think.
Just review the budget and develop a new budget.
And it's usually a 2 to 3 year, 2 to 3 hour slog. It's just like at least once a year. But, and maybe some issues come up during the rest.
So Adrian, usually what I do throughout the year, well, always throughout the year, if I keep a spreadsheet and, you know, next year's upcoming budget, and as things are changing and things are increasing, and I make notes, and then come about January, February timeframe, yeah, I, you know, would send it to Jack, now I'll send it to Mike, and then he and I usually would meet and make more changes, and then the committee itself meets in my office, and so that's where the 2 to 3 hour meeting, and it's just one.
Yeah, we do a line item review,
It's a slog.
Adrian. A line item review, and if there's anything that we think needs to be changed, then we talk about it then.
Okay.
You can put me down for that.
That's good, because we've lost, I mean, Mike Chaconis is still on it, but now we've lost Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
And if John comes up with people for the safety committee, you know, that can be revisited at another meeting.
Do we need anybody else for roads?
I don't know.
The risk of asking a question I should probably know as president, can the president be on the committee?
Sure, yes.
I would like to be on the roads committee.
Good.
You guys will have to help me along with some of the processes. All right. Okay.
So do we need to make a motion to accept the committees, or do we just?
I make a motion to accept the committees as modified.
Okay?
Do we have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, both done. Thank you. And we will have, no public comment. Did that go, did that,
put it back in, I don't know, it dropped off the agenda, but it's always been there traditionally. And then a month ago, I think, the gentleman that was on beach, with his auction stuff in his backyard, wanted to come in and talk about having dogs on the beach.
Oh, that's
And
right,
we
yeah.
discussed, he didn't come, but we discussed it, and we understand the reasons not to have a dog on the beach this time of year and so on. So you just sort of affirm what I already told him.
Okay.
But that's, I don't know how it got dropped off there, but it's on again.
And I did mention at the general meeting that you could probably.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I think that it's mentioned at just about every general
Right,
membership
yeah, right.
meeting, it's like, come to the meetings.
Right, right.
Do they have to ask for a time slot, or can they just
No,
not? want to do
no,
it?
if they want something on the agenda, they are supposed to send it to me by Friday, the preceding Friday, because I'm supposed to post it on the website that day. So, I would say, if somebody sends a request, I would send it to you, Alan, and you would say yea or nay, and it would go on the agenda. But if they just want to come in and listen, and then maybe make a comment at the end, because they didn't like something that you said, or because they think you're great. Right. Anyway, so then they don't have to.
So the next meeting will be the 4th or the 11th, the first 2 Tuesdays in August.
Does anybody have a strong preference?
Well, I won't be here on the 4th.
How's the 11th look?
Either works for me.
Either one.
So far.
Either one for me too.
About, does the 11th work for Adrian and Susan?
I think so right now.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, so it's the 11th.
What's the matter with you?
He was
I
hoping.
wanted them to insist on having it on the 4th.
Oh. Oh, well.
Mine has its little
It does. It's hard to be you, Mike.
All right,
All right.
All right,
Okay.
do we have a motion to adjourn?
you don't need
You don't need it.
No.
to, you just adjourn the meeting.
Your prerogative.